Jack Churchill fought in World War II carrying a Scottish broadsword, a longbow, and a set of bagpipes, and he used all of them in actual combat. This was not a publicity stunt. This was not a joke. Jack Churchill was one of the most decorated British commandos of the Second World War, and he believed with complete sincerity that a proper officer should go into battle armed with a sword. His military record supports the argument that he was right. John Malcolm Thorpe Fleming Churchill, Mad Jack to everyone who served with him, graduated from the Royal Military College Sandhurst in 1926. Before the war, he was a newspaper editor in Kenya, a professional model, and the British representative at the 1939 World Archery Championships in Oslo. He returned to the army when war broke out and arrived at the front in France in 1940 armed with his longbow, a quiver of arrows, and a broadsword he wore strapped to his back. His stated philosophy was simple. In my opinion, any officer who goes into action without his sword is improperly dressed. He was about to have the opportunity to prove it. Churchill's first confirmed kill of the war was with a longbow. At the village of L'Epinette in France in 1940, he shot a German sergeant with an arrow. This makes Jack Churchill the last British soldier confirmed to have killed an enemy combatant with a longbow in recorded history. In 1941, he led a commando raid on the Norwegian coast, Operation Archery, playing the bagpipes on the front of the landing craft as it approached the shore under fire. When the ramp dropped, he was the first man out, still playing. In Italy in 1943, he was ordered to take a German observation post at Molina. He infiltrated the town at night with a single corporal, captured the post, and marched 42 German prisoners back to Allied lines, using his broadsword to direct them. He received the Distinguished Service Order for the action. His superiors stopped asking how he did these things and started simply giving him more difficult assignments. In 1944, Churchill was commanding commandos in Yugoslavia, supporting Tito's partisans against German forces. During a night raid on the German-held island of Brač, his unit was hit by a mortar barrage. He was found alone in a field, wounded and playing "Will You No Come Back Again" on his bagpipes as the last of his men went down around him. The Germans were so confused they didn't shoot him. They captured him instead and sent him to Sachsenhausen concentration camp near Berlin. He escaped. He walked 150 miles through the Austrian Alps to the Italian front, foraging for food, traveling at night, with a damaged ankle. An American reconnaissance unit found him walking along a road 8 days later and could not understand why he seemed entirely unbothered. He was recaptured once. He escaped again. By the time the war ended, he was in Italy, furious that the atomic bombs had ended the Pacific War before he had a chance to fight in it. "If it wasn't for those bloody Yanks, we could have had the war going on for another 10 years, Churchill reportedly said when Japan surrendered. After the war, he was posted to Palestine, where he helped hold off an attack on a Jewish convoy with 12 men against 250. He later helped coordinate the evacuation of 700 doctors, nurses, and patients from the besieged Hadassah Hospital in Jerusalem. He retired to spend his remaining years sailing coal-fired boats on the Thames, riding the waves behind ferries on his surfboard, a sport he had adopted in his 50s, and building detailed models of historical warships. He died in 1996 at the age of 89. He remains the only person in recorded history to have used a longbow in combat in the Second World War, the only man to have killed an enemy with an arrow in that war, and the only officer in the British Army known to have charged a position with a broadsword in a modern conflict. Mad Jack Churchill believed he had been born in the wrong century and then decided that didn't matter. The British soldier who fought WWII with a sword and bagpipes, A man who walked onto the beaches of Nazi-occupied Europe playing traditional Scottish music, killed at least one German with a medieval weapon, escaped from a concentration camp on foot, and considered the end of the bloodiest war in human history a disappointment because there was still fighting left to do. He was one of a kind. History very rarely produces one of those. Subscribe if you want more. See you in the next one.